The last part of Unit A is now looking at you creating a plan for the promotion of a sporting event. And this is the last area we need to look at for Unit A. I want to create 3 separate videos for this. This first one is going to look at what you need to do to achieve a pass. The second video in the series will look at what you need to do to achieve a merit, and the final video will be what you need to do for distinction. So if we look at our pass first, the criteria asks you to independently create a plan to promote a selected sports event or scenario, describing strengths and areas for improvements. What we're going to look at is we're going to look at creating a sporting event at Woodham that appeals to our students and your peers, either through the house system or through our sports academy. What you need to do is, first and foremost, you need to create an aim and objective for the event. So you're going to work together in a group. I want you to work together in 3s, and I want you to come up with a plan of a sporting event. Create aims and objectives for it. Why are you doing it? Are you looking to A, raise money for charity, therefore you can relate it to children needs, sport relief? Is that your area that you're looking to improve to do? Are you looking to promote healthy lifestyles? Do you think we can link it to what we do in the kitchen or what we do within the sports academy and making Woodham a healthier place by having more events on available to students? Or are we looking to increase participation in a sport, maybe, or a sport, an activity where you feel that not enough people take part? It could be jump rope, it could be table tennis, it could be anything that you fancy. So you have to create names of objectives. Why are you doing it? The second thing is you need to think about is your choice of media. How are you going to use the media to promote the event? You need to provide me reasons why you've chosen that choice for that form of media. And your form of media can be anything from the school newsletter, our internet site, so the school internet site. You can produce a video or DVD that you can put on YouTube or onto Edmodo like I am now. You can use a radio, so a local radio station, or a magazine. Yeah. So you need to think about your choice of media and the reason, and you need to give me reasons why you've chosen that specific media outlet to use. The next thing you need to think about is a press release. So obviously you're going to promote something and you need to go out to the wider public. So you need to produce a press release which can be published into the school newsletter, or go out into the parents' mailing, or can go out to the local press, which is the Newton News. In this you'll describe what will be taking place, when, so you'll give me a date, a time, and a location of what's going to be happening where, when and where. Yeah. The next thing from that is you need to think about the advertisement. So how are you going to advertise this sporting event? And in this you've got to include the advertising material that you're going to use. Are you going to use a poster? Are you going to use an email? Are you going to use a text? Are you going to use the internet? How are you going to publish? How are you going to advertise what you're doing? You must also provide a timeline for this, of when these specific adverts will go out. Because if you're promoting a sporting event and you only say you've got it on a Tuesday, say it's next Tuesday your event's going to take place, yet you only promote it on the Monday, is that going to hit everybody you want to hit? No. So it's got to be at least a week in advance, or I would say a couple of weeks in advance prior to when the event is going to take place. You also need to think about sponsorship. You need to think who you're going to identify as your sponsors. Are you going to have a sponsor? I think it would be a good idea to have one. So who are you going to have? It could be a local business. It could be a local shop such as Red's, the fish and chip shop on Woodham. It could be them. But from that, you need to tell me what they're going to give. Are they going to sponsor in terms of the trophies and the prizes, or are they going to put money into the advertisement? So you need to tell me you need to highlight what they're going to provide. In return of that, you need to tell me as well what they're going to get in return. So for example, if Reds is going to be your sponsor, you need to tell me why Reds would choose to sponsor your event. And it could be something as simple as, say, You give us 6 trophies. We will, on the day of the evening, we will have a team member handing out business cards on your behalf. So therefore increases their profile. Once you've got your sponsor, again we need to go back to the advertisement, looking at the timeline, highlighting specific times of the activity, when, where and where. Again, looking at 2 weeks prior to the event, getting it out there into the public. You also need to feed back to your sponsor. So you need to highlight requirements sorry, forget about that because you've touched on that already. The last thing you need to look at is looking at an evaluation and questionnaire. And this needs to be handed out to the participants, right? So this needs to be handed out on the day of the event, saying to the participants what they enjoyed, what they didn't enjoy, so that gives you help for, if you're doing it again, future recommendations, what you can take in place. So therefore, you've got your strengths, but from that questionnaire, you've also got your areas for improvement, and that will help you in achieving a pass for this task.